And here he is, the one, the only...
Well, here I am, your happy, smiling quizmaster, with a chance for each of our couples to win up to $10,000. And if any of them say the secret word, Mark, you'll remember this. If they say they'll get shot, no, they'll win an extra $100. You've all seen the word, and I hope you'll keep it to yourself.
Well, anyway, your happy, smiling quizmaster will talk to our first couple.
Who's this?
You.
Me? Did I say that?
After we hear this word from our sponsor.
Oh.
To you right now. And her partner is a well-known figure from the world of sport, Mr. Parry O'Brien. So put you in, please, and meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome to 21. Say the secret word and divide an extra $100. It's a common word, something you see every day. Sylvia St. Clair and Parry O'Brien, eh? Parry, glad to see you.
Glad to see you, Groucho.
Oh, big bruiser, huh? This is one of the finest jockeys in America. Either that or he's one of the best horses. Now, what are you famous for, Parry?
Well, I'm a shot putter, Groucho.
Well, I could use a shot now myself. Aren't you the world's champion shot putter?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, well, put it there. Parry, is there any money in shot putting these days?
No, Groucho, I'm an amateur.
You mean you throw that cannonball around for nothing, for fun?
Yes, I'm afraid so.
Why don't you go into some sport that pays big money, such as college basketball?
Well, this just happened to be the particular thing that I was interested in, and the only advantages in this are travel.
What sort of work do you do now?
Well, Groucho, I'm assistant manager at the Wilshire-La Cienega branch of the City National Bank of Beverly Hills.
You're a banker? Well, then why are you trying to win the paltry little money we give away?
Well, actually, Groucho, under the AAU rules, I couldn't accept the money anyway, so I'm going to contribute it to charity.
Oh, you mean you're going to give it to me?
Oh, no.
Well, did you get to travel much?
Yes, I sure did, Groucho.
Where'd you go?
I had the good fortune to travel in about 55 foreign countries since I started, and such countries as all through Europe and Asia, Africa, South America, and Russia.
Now, you hold the world's record for the shot put. How far did you throw it?
Well, the first time I set the world's record was in 1956, and I threw 63 feet 2 inches. That's the official world's record.
Didn't I read something about a youngster at SC breaking your record?
Yes, that's correct, Groucho. Dallas Long and myself both bettered the recognized world's record, and we both hope to continue on throughout the season to really put that record up there.
Well, I hold the unofficial world's record. I do. I got thrown out of an apartment not long ago, 70 feet. You like that, huh?
Yes, I don't understand it, but
No,
I feel it.
I didn't understand it either when they threw me out. Huh? And you are Sylvia St. Clair?
No, no, Groucho, Sylvie.
Where are you from, Sylvie?
I was born in...
Ireland?
In Dunkerque, in France. I was born in France.
Dunkirk.
Dunkerque, yes.
Yeah.
Dunkerque. Dunkerque, you have to go like this. That's where, oh.
Huh?
Oh, it's wonderful. Dunkerque.
Dunkirk.
Oh, it's wonderful. With your mustache, it's even better.
Yeah, okay. How old are you, Miss St. Clair? You don't mind if I call you Miss St. Clair, huh?
You can call me Sylvie.
Sylvie?
Oui.
Je ne sais pas. Very joli, hein?
Merci. How old am I?
Yeah.
Do I have to say?
No, you don't. It isn't necessary, but if you don't, our audience will assume that you're in the late 60s. You have a job, Sylvie?
Oui.
No, I mean you. Do you have a job?
Yes, I have a job. I am singing. I'm a singer.
You sing? I don't hear you.
Well, I have been singing in San Francisco in a nightclub called the Gay 90s.
Oh. Are you married?
No, Groucho.
Would you like to marry?
Yes, I would like to marry.
What kind of a man would you like to marry?
I would like to marry a man with a sense of humor.
A sense of what?
Humor.
Humor, yeah. Humor the merrier, that's what you mean.
Yes, oh,
Yeah.
yes, that's right.
And what else? What
And
other
a
attributes?
little money, too. I mean,
A
you
little
cannot...
money?
Yes, yes.
I mean, what do you regard as a little money?
It's not important that he should be very rich, just a little rich.
In other words, you want a man with a sense of humor who's rich.
Well,
What you want is a funny millionaire.
That's right.
You know, there's a fellow in New York that runs the 7th Avenue Delicatessen. I think his name is Max Osner or Osner. Very famous delicatessen. And he said to me once, he says, I was born poor and I'll die poor, but in between I want to be rich. And that's the way you feel about it.
We, I think you're
We.
a good
No,
philosophy.
not we, you. You just want the necessities taken care of.
Well-
Luxuries aren't important, is that it?
Well, it is the contrary. I think I would like the luxury to be taken care of, and then the necessities that take care of themselves.
No, that's a very interesting philosophy. I can see that you've studied under that famous Hungarian philosopher, Zsa Gabor.
Oh, no.
How about you, big boy? You married?
No, I'm not.
You don't care if I called you big boy, yeah?
No.
Suppose I called you little boy. Would you object to that?
Well, I checked your eyesight.
You like him, huh?
Oh, he's so strong.
Pick her up, Harry. Show her how powerful you are.
Can you pick me up?
Hold my thumb.
Ooh, this is wonderful. Oh, la la.
Oh, la la.
Merci, madame. I know a little of that Spanish, too.
Now, Parry, now that you picked her up, are you interested in matrimony?
Well, I just met her, Groucho. I really don't know too much about her.
Well, would you like to get married in the near future?
Well, yes, I think so.
Would 11 o'clock tonight be convenient?
That's a little short notice.
Oh, well, how about marrying Sylvia? She's very attractive, don't you think?
Well, I definitely agree with that. She is very attractive. However, I just met her, Groucho. Give us a little time, please.
Well, I don't know. Sylvia's single, attractive, charming. She hasn't got a quarter. What's the matter with marrying her?
Nothing, Groucho. Nothing's the matter with marrying her. I just...
Well, marry her then, will you? Let's get on to something. Well, you're a charming couple, and if I were you two, I'd get married immediately.
Well,
And Parry, you don't have to carry her over the threshold, you know. You can throw her right in the kitchen and save time. All right, let's see how you work together as a team. You select a dictionary quiz. I'll give you the words, you give me the meanings. If you miss 2 in a row, you're out. If you get 4 in a row right, you win $1,000. Ready? What is a Mustang?
Wild horse.
well,
What is it?
It's a wild horse.
Well, that's a
Groucho.
horse. I thought a Mustang was what I got here.
You have one right now.
What is a sombrero?
it's a Mexican hat.
Mexican hat there. That's right.
You
No,
don't
it's
have-
a hat.
2 right. Get the next 2 right, and you'll have $1,000.
Now, what is a knobloch? No, what is a... What is a niblick?
It's an implement used in golf, Groucho.
It's a golf club,
stick,
yeah.
right.
You now have 3 right. Get the next one right, and you'll have your $1,000.
All right. What are siblings? S-I-B-L-I-N-G-S.
I know sibling.
Well, they're children of the same parents.
You have 1 wrong, but don't get the next one wrong,
Don't
or
get
you'll
discouraged.
be out of the game.
What is vertigo?
It's when you are dizzy.
Dizzy, yes.
And you
Of course.
you know, you get off balance.
Yes. You lose your balance at the bank.
You now have 1 right again.
What is an octogenarian?
It is a person past 80 years old,
It's an
Groucho.
old croaker who is 80 or more.
You now have 2 right.
What is a regatta?
Regatta is a gathering of boats for a race.
That's close enough, yeah.
You now have 3 right. You're almost there. Get this one right, and the 1,000 is yours.
What is a silo?
You know it? Yeah, me too.
Silo is a large cylindrical thing for storing grain.
That's right. You've got 4, so...
They do. They have $1,000.
You've won $1,000. Wait till the dog gets a load of that, huh? Well, you won $1,000. Now, you can keep it a quid, or else you can come back later and try to double your money. You may even get a chance at 5 or 10,000. So go over there and sit down and think about it, and thanks for being on the show.
Thank you.
Vive la France.
Merci, Groucho. Au revoir.
Thank you, Groucho.
Vive la France.
Groucho, you remember last week we ran out of time while you were talking to a couple of charming youngsters. So Miss LaVon Tram and Charles Jackson Wheeler are back again to take up where you left off, and here they are. Go on in, people.
Welcome back, kids. Now, we have a different secret word tonight, and if you say it, you get an extra $100. Now, where were we last week? One of you said you wanted to be a lawyer, and one a doctor. Now, which is which?
I want to be the lawyer.
You want to be a lawyer. And Jackson,
I want to be the doctor.
you want to be a doctor.
Yes,
Where did you say you went to school?
Hoover High School in Glendale.
Hoover Heba, is that it?
Hoover
And
Heber,
LaVon,
yes.
where do you go?
Glendale City
Oh,
College.
you don't go to the same high school?
No.
No. Now, LaVon, you say you'd like to be a lawyer. What made you pick that profession?
Well, I like people, and I like to help them with their problems.
Oh, do you think
I-
lawyers like people?
Sure.
Well, there's more to being a lawyer than that, here. What makes you think you'd be a successful lawyer? Do you like to chase ambulances?
No, but I like to argue with people, especially my mother.
Oh. Well, what do you argue about with the mater?
Just everything. Especially boys. She likes one type of boy, and I like another.
She likes one kind of boy and you like another?
Yes.
Well, it's silly for you and your mother to argue about what kind of boys you each like. You go out with the kind you like and let her go out with the kind she likes. That's known as the Missouri Compromise. Do you have any girlfriends, Sala Jackson? In
Well,
addition to this one?
oh yeah, but they're not swinging right now.
You mean eventually they're going to get hung? Well, what do you do when you go out on a date with one of these swinging charmers?
Well, guess you'd say you have a blast.
A blast? You mean you blow up the school?
No, sir.
What is a blast?
Well, I mean, like you have a swinging time. You hit with it, Daddy. You jive, man.
It's a whole new world we're moving in. Does the blast ever turn out to be a fizzle?
Well,
Be
that's
honest
when,
now.
That's when you have a chaperone.
Chaperone kills everything?
Yeah, sure, it sort of bugs you.
Why should a chaperone bother you? Can't you
Well,
overpower her?
well, look, I got a little algebraic formula. Now, A equals boy, B equals girl, and C equals chaperone. Now, A plus B minus C, well, that man, that's a black.
Well, I don't know much about algebra, but the solution to that problem is very simple. Just blast the chaperone.
That's right.
I want to thank all you teenagers out front. Now, Jackson, what is your considered mature, experienced opinion of LaVon, since you're a man of the world?
Well, she looks like she's a swinging chick.
What do you think of Sala Jackson here?
I think he's a very nice young man.
A very nice young man?
Yes.
You're rather cautious, aren't you? Would you like to have a blast or two with Jackson?
Well, he's pretty young.
He's taller than you are. Why do you object to him on that account? He's no amateur, you know. He's got several chicks swinging on the string. How's that? Pretty good?
Yes, sir.
How about it, LaVon?
Well, I'd rather go out with a boy about 23.
You want an old man?
An older one.
Yeah. Jackson, go home. This is a situation for an older, more sophisticated man. LaVon, would you settle for just any fellow who's doddering along at 23?
Oh, no. It's just a certain type. In my opinion, there's 3 types of boys. The lover type.
That's the blaster?
Oh, yes, yes. They know how to handle girls, and they know where to take and show them a good time.
Like what?
The Moulin Rouge or Syrups.
It costs money, you know.
Oh, I know. Well, they have money, too.
It's the main object.
But do you investigate them first to see what their financial situation is?
Oh, you can just sort of tell
You can? How?
by the way they dress.
You're sort of a snob, aren't you?
Oh, no, well, there's 2 other types, too.
The in-between type. And they only date maybe 2 or 3 times a month.
They have no clothes?
Yes, they have clothes.
Stay at home in their pajamas while she's out having a blast with the rich one, huh? And what is the third one? And
The bashful type. And they only get
he doesn't show up at all, huh? Now, suppose you had your beady eye on a certain fellow, but he isn't interested in you. Then what do you do? How do you get him interested in you?
If I was at school, first of all, I'd look up his schedule, find out what classes he had and when.
Well, how do you find this out?
Well, they have big drawers and things at school. You just go and look up the schedule. You find out where his classes are, and then you just happen to be walking down the hall when the classes are out.
Now, how old are you?
18.
18. And you know, men think that they really chase the women. Get a load of this campaign. This is more subtle than Grant at Gettysburg, or Shiloh, wherever Grant was. I think it's in Grant's tomb. I don't know where he is. Then what do you do now? You've ascertained and you've got all this information. What do? You hit him over the head with your algebra books?
Oh, no, you find him, and then you just casually ask something like, are you going to the game Friday night or something?
What game?
Well, there's always a game.
Now, Jackson, let's face it, you just don't have enough experience for LaVon. Now, supposing you went out on a date with her, just what could you possibly talk about that would interest her?
Well, I could tell her about the time my guide pushed me flat in my face on the top of the Matterhorn.
On the Matterhorn? Now, how high is the Matterhorn?
It's 14,780 feet.
And you climbed at the top?
Yes, sir.
That's very impressive. Anything else?
Well, a couple of years ago, I lucked out, and with the help of my father mostly, I became an Eagle Scout at 12 years of age. And so everybody began saying that I was the youngest, so President Eisenhower asked me to Washington. Had a little chat with him. Well, he's a real great guy. He's just great.
Did you bring your clubs with you?
No, sir. Couldn't play golf at the time.
This is very interesting stuff. A boy of 15 or 14 you were, climbing the Matterhorn?
Yes.
And being an Eagle Scout. But what have you done that might impress LaVon?
Well, in Paris, I was kissed by the prettiest girl in the Folie Bergère.
How did that compare with climbing the Matterhorn?
That's it, Daddy.
That was it.
Yes, sir.
Now, LaVon, this kid may be 15 in years, but he's going like a house afire. And my suggestion is grab him. Just as soon as he collects his week's allowance. Well, you're nice youngsters, and if the world of tomorrow is going to be in your hands, we've got plenty to worry about. Okay, let's play You Bet Your Life. After 2 weeks, and you're finally going to get a chance to win some money, and tonight you selected World Geography. George, tell them the rules.
Well, you get 4 right in a row and you win $1,000. You get 2 wrong in a row and you're out of the game.
All right, what is the name of the famous Mexican seaport and resort town south of Mexico City? There's only one in all of Mexico.
Acapulco.
Acapulco is right.
You now have 1 right.
Now, in what country would you find Lake Como?
Italy.
That's right. What is the largest city in Africa?
Cairo.
Cairo is right. I thought that was a corn syrup.
You now have 3 right. Get the next one right and you'll have your $1,000.
Now, I'm sure you've heard of Mandalay, but in what country is Mandalay?
Burma.
You got 4 in a row right, and you win $1,000.
Now, was that a blast? Now you won $1,000. You can keep it and quit, or else you can come back later and try to double your money. You may even get a chance at 5 or even 10,000. So go over there and sit down and think about it, and no more kissing until you come back. You hear?
Thank you very much.
Contrived for the big question tonight. So first, let's hear from Sylvie St. Clair and Parry O'Brien and learn what their decision is. Come in, folks, please.
Well, you've won $1,000 so far. If you decide to try for the big money and you fail, you wind up with a total of $500. Now, what are you going to do?
I think we'll go on, Groucho.
Okay. Now, go ahead, pick the first number for $10,000. What number do you want?
7, all right?
7 is fine. Put it up, George. Now, you pick one for 5,000.
3.
3? Put up 3 on the other side. If neither number comes up, the question is worth 2. Is that right? Turn the wheel.
Comme ça ou comme ça?
Comme ci, comme ça. Das macht keinen Unterschied. The orchestra just blew their brains out over there. Your numbers were 3 and 7. It landed on 3, so you've got a chance for $5,000. Are you ready?
Ready.
The 49th state is Alaska. For $5,000, what was the 48th state to be admitted to the Union? Talk it over.
Oregon?
What is it?
Oregon.
No, I'm sorry. Tell them. I'm sorry you missed it.
Arizona.
Yeah, Arizona. I'm sorry you missed it, so you wind up with $500. That isn't too bad. Congratulations.
Thank you for being
And thanks for being on the show.
Thank you, Gladys.
Good luck.
Now let's hear what Charles Jackson Wheeler and LaVon Thram have decided. You come in, folks, please.
LaVon and Stonewall Jackson, hop out here. See, they're getting old. They don't walk very fast. Now you won $1,000 so far. Would you mind walking up and down for about 5 minutes? I get so sick of looking at old people. Now, you won $1,000. If you decide to try for the big money and you fail, you wind up with a total of $500. Now, what are you going to do?
We're going to go.
You're going to go?
Yes, sir.
You want to blast too?
Yeah.
Now, you are going for the big money. Okay, you know you get to pick 2 numbers. Go ahead and pick the first number for $10,000. What number?
5.
5. Now, put a 5 up here for $10,000. Now, pick another number for the $5,000.
7.
7, 5, and 7. Now, one of you kids turn the wheel. Well, your numbers were 5 and 7, and it landed on 3. So this question is worth $2,000, isn't it? In 1844, Samuel Morse sent his first telegraph message. It was from Washington to Baltimore. For $2,000, what historic words were transmitted in this first telegraph message? Talk it over. What is it? You don't know, take a stab at
Wait a
it.
minute, it's right on the tip of my tongue.
Well, stick your tongue out. Let's see it.
He said, from the Constitution of the United States or something.
Oh, I'm sorry, the time is up. What hath God wrought? That's what he said. That's what it says here. I'm sorry you missed it, so you wind up with the $500. That isn't too bad. Congratulations for being with us. You bet your life.
We have Dolores Dreyer and Clifford Marx waiting to talk to you now.
Dolores Dreyer? I used to have one of those.
And here they come right now.
Welcome to You Bet Your Life. Say this. Say the secret word, and you divide an extra $100. It's a common word, something you find around the house. Now, now your name is Clifford Marx, huh?
Yes, but
Are you a crooked relative of mine?
no, I don't think so, Groucho. I spell my name M-A-R-K-S.
Oh, if If you can spell that good, you're no relative of mine. Now, your name is Dolores Dreyer, huh?
That's right.
You're a reasonably large party, Dolores. Could you slip us your dimensions and then take them back again?
Well, it's a secret, but I'll tell you.
It's a secret?
I'm 6'3" in high heels, and I weigh 250 plus.
250 plus what? Another 250? Well, it doesn't matter, Dolores. You're pleasingly plump.
Thank you.
And we'll let it go at that. Are you married, Dolores?
I am going to be married in a few weeks, Groucho.
Really? How big is this chap that you contemplate hooking?
Oh, he's a big one. He's
He is?
6'6".
He is, huh? I'd like to see him. Is he in the audience?
No, he's in Germany now.
Oh. Well, are you going to Germany, or is he coming over here?
No, he's
I thought maybe you'd
coming
float
over
over,
here.
huh?
In fact, he's on his
Huh?
way over right now.
What kind of work does he do?
He's in the meat business, Groucho.
Oh, meat business. He certainly is. Well, Dolores, you're a real jolly, friendly girl, and I'll bet you're a lot of fun at a party. In fact, you are a party. Do you like to be around a lot of people?
Oh, yes. I love to have a good time.
You're gregarious, huh?
What's that, Groucho?
Well, you know, friendly like, huh?
Oh, yes, very friendly.
You like to dance?
Oh, I love it, especially Latin America dancing.
Mr. Marx, you're Clifford, you say? Is that
right,
it?
Groucho.
Where are you from, Cliff?
Vergus, Minnesota, where I was born.
You have a job, Cliff?
Yes, we have the Mindy Mar pastry in Downey.
Now, cut out the baby talk. I asked you if you had a job.
No, we have a bakery in Downey called the Mindy Mar Pastry.
Oh. Now, is this a successful bakery, Cliff?
Very successful. We have 6 girls in the front, and 12 girls in the front, rather, and 6 men in the back.
So you certainly couldn't get a better arrangement than that. Well, you have 12 girls out front and 6 bakers in the back. Well, keep it that way, Cliff.
I will.
Let the bakers bake the cakes, and don't let them get too near those cookies. Ever since you told me your name was Marx, I've been wondering about an obvious question. Do you have any brothers?
Yes, Groucho, there's 4 of us brothers.
Have you ever thought of going into show business?
Yes, we have thought of going into show business and calling ourselves the 4 Marx Brothers.
Well, that'd be a novel name. What kind of an act did you have in mind?
Well, we thought we might sing.
Where do you keep these brothers? I hope back in Minnesota.
No, in fact, my 3 brothers are out in the audience here.
You've got 3 Marx brothers in the audience?
Yeah.
I wonder why that audience looks so crooked tonight. Where are they stashed? Can you see them?
Yeah,
Can you
right
identify them?
Yes,
Well, let's get them all up here. All the Marx brothers. Would you mind coming up? I'd like to see what the 4 Marx brothers look like. I'll tell you one thing. If one of them plays a harp, there's going to be trouble up here. How do you do? What's your name?
Hello, Joshua. My name is Harry.
Harry Marx, huh? And yours?
Ed.
Ed Marx, huh? You're Harpo? Arthur Marx. I have a son named Arthur. Now, what kind of a song could you fellas sing for us?
Well, Liechtenstein Polka. Would you like to go for this?
Yeah, all right.
Goes,
Would you want a chord from the audience or something, or a rope?
Well, it goes la da 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 ba dum bum 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 bum. About
Duke, do you know that?
Yeah, I know that.
Well, you don't have to shout. Play it.
What key?
What key?
Oh, C.
C. There's no sharps or flats there. That ought to be a walkover.
Liechtensteiner Polka, mein Schatz, Polka, mein Schatz, Polka, mein Schatz. Ja, so ein Liechtensteiner auf deiner Platz, mein Schatz. Kann den Polka schieben, schieben, bis dir meine Augen sehen. Das wird lieben, lieben, lieben und die Liebe, die es schien. Oh ja, so eine Liechtensteiner Polka, die hat, die macht Rabatz, mein Schatz.
Very good. Well, folks, Marx, there you have it, the original four Marx Brothers. Boys, I want you to do me a favor. If you ever get the urge to sing again, please call yourself the McGuire Sisters. Yeah, how about doing a little dance with that now? Could you do that? Another chorus? A little dance? A little polka?
No, dance?
Yeah. A little polka music. Come on. You dance with the Here, out here. Waterville wasn't dead before, it is now. Well, Cliff, you stay up here and let the rest of the boys go back. Nice to meet all you brothers, huh?
Thank you, Groucho.
Good night. Well, it was fun talking to both of you, and I'm sure you're both interested in winning some money, so let's play You Bet Your Life. You selected science and medicine. I'm going to ask you some questions. If you miss 2 in a row, you're out. If you get 4 in a row right, you win $1,000 layup. What do you call a doctor who specializes in the treatment of children?
A pediatrician.
You said it, kid.
You have one right.
What gas is widely used in this country for filling airships and blimps because it's non-inflammable? What is it?
Helium.
Helium. That's
Yeah,
close
helium.
enough. Helium. That's close
You
enough.
now have 2 right. Get the next 2 right, you'll have $1,000.
What is the word for loss of memory?
Amnesia.
I thought that was something you take when you had a stomach ache. That's magnesia. No, this is amnesia.
You now have 3 right.
The lead in a pencil is actually what mineral?
Huh? Carbon.
I'll have to guess. Is it carbon?
What does the brain trust say, huh? Carbon. We have graphite, but I guess that's synonymous or something.
And they...
There goes the husband from Germany and everything else. Well, you've won $1,000 so far. You can keep it and quit, or else you can come back later and try to double your money. You may even get a chance at $5,000 or even $10,000. So go over there and sit down and think about it, and thanks for being on the show.
Thank you.
Out of it, Ed.
Groucho, we have 2 special guests for you tonight. One is the world's champion professional diver, and the other is the clubhouse boy for the Los Angeles Dodgers. And here they are, Pat McCormick and Charlie DiGiovanni. Would you come in, please, and meet Groucho Marx?
Welcome to Your Bet Your Life. Say the secret word and divide an extra $100. It's a common word, something you always have with you. Good evening. Pat McCormick and Charlie Giovanni, yeah?
DiGiovanni.
Pat and Charlie. Now, which one of you is the clubhouse boy and for the L.A. Dodgers?
That's me, yeah.
That's you,
Yes.
huh? Pat McCormick, I'm glad to meet you.
How you do?
You're a very nice-looking girl. I've been reading about your feats on the diving board for years. You did have your feats on the diving board.
Yes, yes. Walk in.
I always visualize you with muscles like Bronco Nagurski. Instead, I find a slender, petite, and beautiful girl.
Well, thank you.
And I'm so happy. I don't understand it. I've been in a lot of dives myself, and look what it's done to me. Now, your name is Charlie Giovanni.
DiGiovanni, Groucho.
Giovanni.
That's right.
Now, you say you're the clubhouse boy with the Dodgers? What do you do in a job like that?
Well, I do everything from shining their shoes to babysitting.
You mean some of the players are so young that you have to babysit with them?
No, they're children. They're children.
Were you with a team when they were in Brooklyn?
Yes, I was.
You know, I sat downstairs one day with Bing Crosby, and somebody hit me on the top of the head with a box lunch full. With hard-boiled eggs and bananas and everything. I couldn't believe that. That was because, you know, they kept hollering to us, and we didn't turn around, and suddenly I felt this thing on the top of my... They don't do that out here.
No,
The place is so big that it's hard for them to reach you with a box lunch. Well, Pat, let's talk about your career. It's certainly been an interesting one. I know that you're a world champion, but just what titles do you hold?
Well, Groucho, I've won 26 national titles and 3 Pan American titles and 4 Olympic gold medals.
Then, isn't that unusual for the Olympics?
Well, Groucho, I think I've done something that no one's ever done before.
Well, I question that, but go ahead with it anyway.
But I'm not quite sure. Actually, my husband usually keeps track of things like that. Actually, he's the coach of the family, you know.
You mean you hold some sort of world's records and you don't know what it is?
Well,
Does anybody know?
yes, Glenn knows.
Who's he?
Oh, Glenn's my husband.
Well, how should I know that Glenn is your... You hardly know. How should I know? Well, where is your husband?
Oh, Glenn's sitting right down there in the front row.
And his name is Glenn?
Yeah, his name is Glenn.
Glenn? Where is he? Glenn? Come down here, will you? I want to talk to you. He doesn't look like he can even swim. Can he swim?
He sure can.
Is this your wife?
That is.
This is Mr. Giovanni over here. He's with those chronic tail enders. And this is your wife?
That's right.
And this is your husband?
Yes, it is.
Good. I now pronounce you man and wife. Well, what has she done that nobody else has done that apparently she's unable to remember?
She is the only person ever to win what we call a double-double.
This is at the racetrack?
No. This is in the Olympic Games.
But what's a double-double?
She won the high platform diving and springboard diving in 2 consecutive Olympics. Nobody's ever done that before.
Nobody has... Okay, Glenn, you're excused. Thanks for coming up.
Thank you, guys.
Now then, Pat, how did you meet this, your husband?
Well,
Glenn.
Naturally, I met him at a swimming pool, and I knew...
In a swimming pool?
Well, he walked in, and I was...
And you were in the water?
Right.
Well, how did he know what kind of a shape you had if you were in the water?
All he had to do is look at my face.
You can tell from the face what kind of a shape you
Well, it
had?
was fairly round, and I was healthy looking. Well,
I've
anyway...
seen some awful dogs with pretty faces. Now, Pat, you've been around. You're not that so naive. You know that it isn't just the face. It's what they say a girl has got a good built. Isn't that what they say in Brooklyn?
Definitely.
How do you spell that?
Built, B-I-L-T.
B-I-L. This is a sort of Esperanto that they speak in Brooklyn. Now, Pat, I know you have a good build because I've seen pictures of you, diving off boards and stuff. And I'm sorry you didn't wear a bathing suit here tonight.
Well, Groucho, to get back to my story...
Now, I'd rather get back to your bathing suit. Well, tell us about your story.
All righty, well...
I must say it was interesting. It was going.
Well, when I first saw Glenn, I knew this was a man.
Who's Glenn?
That's my husband.
Was that the fellow who was just up there?
That's the one you pronounced man and wife, remember?
Well, now you're married, huh?
Yep.
It's a good thing you came down here tonight. Well, what appealed to you about him?
Well, he was nice looking, and he was going to college.
He was nice. Why do you use the past tense when you describe his looks?
Well, he's getting older now, you know. And, well...
He doesn't know that it's later than he thinks.
And actually, he was a man's man.
And you were in the water all this time?
Well, not exactly. I got out to take a better look.
Oh.
And, but
You were interested in him, huh?
Oh, very much so.
Do you have on a bathing suit?
No, he had just gotten out of the Navy, and, just happened to walk in the
That's
pool.
certainly nothing like in getting out of a bathing suit.
And, well, it was in between getting out of the service and going back into school, and I happened to catch him in between.
In between what? Between the Navy and your bathing suit?
No.
Between the devil and the deep blue sea, you know.
Yeah, sort of.
But what appealed to you most about Glenn?
Well, like I was saying, he was a man's man, but yet he was a gentleman.
Now, how do you know he was a man's man?
Well,
Did he use a strong aftershave lotion?
No. For
And how do
instance,
you know he was a gentleman?
well, for instance, when he came to pick me up, he never honked.
Now, why should he honk? He was a man, wasn't he? He wasn't a Canadian goose. Or even a truck. You mean if a man doesn't honk, that's all he requires to to create your admiration.
Well, no, Groucho, but actually, to tell the truth, he didn't even hold my hand for 2 years.
Kiss me, you fool. You said hand, that's the secret word, so you win $50.
Ooh,
And you win $50.
thank you.
Where did you come from? We haven't had a duck around here in a long time. What's your name?
Fiona Bryant.
You own a what?
Fiona Bryant.
Well, what do you do for a living? You sit up there all the time?
I'm the duck.
Well,
All the ducks have gone south by now, so...
Well, would you like to go south?
Yes.
Well, I'm not doing anything, and I've sold my overcoats. I'd be very glad to go along with you.
All right.
Goodbye, dear. You got any more money in case anybody else says the
Yes,
secret word?
yes,
You going back up there now?
yes.
I'll see you later. Now, Charlie, you say you were with the Dodgers in Brooklyn, is that right? What are some of the differences between playing here and playing in New York?
Well, I guess you'd have to say it was the ballpark.
I wouldn't have to say anything.
Well, then I would say it was the ballpark. Yeah, the
Why?
field
What's the
screen.
difference?
Well, it's a football field we're playing in out here, and
A football field, then?
Yeah, that's right.
I guess that explains why your infield was kicking the ball around all season. Now, how do you think the Dodgers will make out next year? That's the question I was really going to ask you.
Well, we can't do any worse than we did this year.
That's a guarded statement, huh?
But I think that with a little help, we ought to finish 1, 2, 3 right up there in the money, right on top.
Why?
Well, I think that with this year under a lot of our boys' belts, the young boys like our catchers that had to come into duty right at Camp Valley getting hurt and coming in and do the job that they did with that experience, it's going to help them study the pitches. They're going to become better catchers, better hitters. I think Hodges will have a lot better year than he had last year. I think Snyder's knee will eventually come around to be real strong, and the moving in of the right field won't hurt him either.
You know that's the same kind of talk we got from Nolan in the last election?
How'd he come out?
Well, Charlie, I've been kidding the Dodgers up here for the last year, but actually I'm a strong Dodger fan, and nothing would please me more than to see them cop the pennant. Well, I'd like to go on talking to you kids because you're a real nice couple, and I assume you're very bright with this. You selected professions of famous people, is that right?
Yes, we did.
I'll ask you some questions. If you miss 2 in a... Do you swim?
Yes.
Stop smirking at the girl. Oh, now, right. If you miss 2 in a row, you're out. If you get 4 in a row right, you win $1,000. What was William Randolph Hearst's profession?
Newspaper man?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, well, that's close enough. Publisher.
Publisher.
You now have one right.
What was Clarence Darrow's profession?
Was he a poet?
Oh, I'm sorry, he was a lawyer. Don't you know he was the lawyer
yeah.
at the Stokes trial and the Leopold and Loeb case?
That's right, I remember
One
that.
of the great lawyers in America.
You now have one wrong. If you get the next one wrong, the game is over for you. So don't.
This is the voice of doom over here. What was Lillian Russell? Say it lively once, will you?
Well,
Put some gaiety in it.
oh, boy. You,
Come on, George.
you know what? You've got one wrong.
Now, isn't that better?
But still.
It's better. You see, you don't alarm them this way.
But if you
We've
get the
had
next
people
one
up
wrong,
here that have fled after his first benediction.
you're still out if you get the next one wrong.
Oh.
I know, but it's the voice in which
Right.
you transmit this. What was Lillian Russell's profession?
Actress.
Actress.
Now you're on the right track. You have one right.
What was Charles Evan Hughes' profession?
His name the aircraft business. I would...
Howard, that's Howard Hughes, no?
Oh.
Writer?
He was Chief Justice of the Supreme Court and also ran for president.
I have the happy news for you that if you get the next one wrong, you're out of the game.
He's a real joy boy, this fella. Huh? What was John Philip Sousa's profession? John Philip Sousa.
Musician.
A composer, bandmaster.
You now have one right.
What was John McCormick's profession?
He was a singer.
That's right.
You now have 2 right.
What was Lou Gehrig's profession?
Oh. He swung that bat.
Baseball fund.
You now have 3 right, get the next one right, and you'll have $1,000.
What was Billy Sunday's profession?
Was he a preacher of some kind?
Yes, evangelist. That's close enough.
You got 4 in a row.
Give him a big tip, Patrick. Well, you've won $1,000. Now, you can keep it and quit, or else you can come back later and try to double your money. You may even get a chance at $5,000 or even $10,000. So you two swim over there and think about it, and thanks for being on the show.
Thank you, Groucho.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Thank you.
Ready to see who wants to get a crack at all this money.
Well, Miss Dreyer and Clifford Marx have decided to keep their money and not go for the big question tonight. However, Pat McCormick and Charles DiGiovanna are going to come in and give you their decision. Would you come in, please?
You won $1,000 so far. If you decide to try for the big money and you fail, you wind up with a total of $500. Now, what are you going to do?
Huh?
What are you
We're gonna try
You're going to
for it.
go ahead? You're going for the money. You know you got to pick 2 numbers. Go ahead. You pick the first number for $10,000.
All righty, 4.
4. Put a 4 up there, George. Now, you pick a number for $5,000.
1.
You put a 1 up there, George. Now, if either of these numbers comes up, you're going for whatever sum there is. Now, if neither number comes up, this question is worth $2,000. Ready?
Ready?
All right, give it a turn.
Ready?
I die. Yeah. Your numbers were 1 and 4, landed on 4, and you're now going for $10,000. Are you ready? For $10,000, tell me the name of President Eisenhower's press secretary. He's one of the best-known men in Washington. All right, who was it?
James Haggerty?
James Haggerty is right. Well, you won $10,000. Has this ever been done before? They've won 5 a number of times, but nobody has ever won the 10. Well, you can buy some ball players for that lousy team. What are you going to do with your money?
Well, I took a real beating on my house back home in New York when I had to sell it, and
Yeah?
it's going to come in handy for a house out here.
And you, Pat?
Well, I've always wanted a swimming pool, so by gosh, I'm going to get one.
Well, do you know how to swim?
Well, I'm learning.
Well, I hope you're very happy with the money, and thanks and congratulations for
Thank you,
being with us.
Groucho.
You bet your life.
Thank you very much.
Here he is, the one, the only...
Well, here I am again with the chance for each of our couples to win up to $10,000. And if any of them say the secret word, they can take home an extra 10,000 pennies. Remember that old story about the daughter that goes away from home and goes to New York and writes her mother? Mother says, "I'll be sure to write me every day." And daughter sends a note back to her mother and says, "I have a wonderful room here with running water." And the mother wires her, sends her a telegram and says, "Get that Indian out of your room and come home at once."
Groucho, I have a couple of special guests to introduce to you now. They're 2 of the greatest and best-known athletes in the world today, Miss LaLane Brown and Kenny Washington. Would you come in, please, and meet Groucho Marx?
Welcome to You Bet Your Life. Say the secret word and you'll divide an extra $100. It's a common word, something you see every day. Kenny Washington, glad to see you.
Nice seeing you, Mr. Marx.
LaLane Brown, glad to see you.
Same to you, Groucho.
For those who don't follow football, this is one of the legendary names in the game. No, this one. This is Mr. Washington, the first man to ever throw a dollar across the Potomac River. Unfortunately, they never threw it back. That's the government for you. Eileen, I recognize your name, but I can't place you. Are you a housewife or are you a fullback for the L.A. Rams?
Well, Groucho, I'm a housewife and a shot putter.
Aren't you a world's record holder of some kind?
No, Groucho, not a world's record holder. I'm the American champion.
Oh, well, that's good enough. It's a big country, you know.
I represented the USA, excuse me, for the 1956 Olympic Games.
Who all have you beaten in the shot put?
Well, we went on tour through Russia and Hungary and Romania and Greece last summer, and I won every event there.
Oh, it's very impressive. What's the farthest you've heaved the shot?
Well, unofficially, this was during training last year. I pushed 55 feet 4 inches to better the world's record.
Oh, why do you say you pushed it?
Well, that's the way it's done. You have to push the
Well, don't
ball.
you twirl it around like this?
No, you push a steel ball. To better the American record last summer in Russia, I pushed the shot 54 feet 2 inches, about that. I'm a bit off.
You're constructed rather, I would say, solidly, Eileen. What do you tip the beam at, and how often?
Well, I'll say I'm 10 pounds overweight.
2 pounds overweight?
10.
10 pounds overweight. Now, 10 pounds isn't much. However, it's a good thing you didn't decide to go in for the pole vault. You don't mind if I kid you a little, do you, Eileen?
Oh, no, I can handle myself.
Well, if you can handle yourself, you certainly aren't going to have any trouble handling me. Kenny, let's talk football now, eh? Before you played for the L.A. Rams, you were an All-American in college, weren't you?
Well, Groucho, I was one of the fortunate, yes. In 1939, I made every All-American team except one. And the one that I honored mostly was when the players chose me unanimously in their All-American team.
Oh, that's wonderful. Were you active in other sports besides football when you were in college?
Yes, Groucho. I played baseball. In fact, I believe that truly was my first love. And then I participated in track also, and I was a shot putter at UCLA.
You were a shot putter, you say?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. How far did you heave it?
My best heave, Groucho, was around 48, 49 feet.
And Eileen, how far did you throw it?
54.
Why, Kenneth. Kenneth, you and I are just a couple of runts. Do you still insist that women are the weaker sex?
Well, Groucho, I never insist that women were the weakest sex. I'm married and I know better.
As soon as they're married, they all turn chicken. How did you explain your superior strength, Eileen?
Well, I wouldn't say that I'm superior. After all, the men throw 16 pounds. I only push 8 pounds, 15 ounces.
They throw twice as heavy?
Yes.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if they ever get around to throwing them at each other, I'm putting my money on the women. You say you're married, huh?
Yes, I am, Groucho.
Mm-hmm. Would you have rather taken up baseball?
Well, I don't know. I've been pretty happily married. I've been married going in my 19th year.
Oh, that's longer than you were playing football.
Yes, it is. 1 year, so I beat that already.
Yeah. Now, who do you work for, Kenny? I'm sure you have a job.
Well, I do, Groucho. I'm very fortunate. I work for one of the largest liquor wholesalers in the United States, Young's Market, right here in Los Angeles.
How about you, Eileen? Do you have a job?
No, not at the present.
But you have had a job?
Yes, I used
What did you do?
I work off and on. Well, the last place I worked was at the Mattel's toy factory.
Toy factory?
Mm-hmm.
What'd you do there?
Well, I worked on gun lines. They made guns and jack-in-the-box and dumbbells. You put water in them, and they weigh 6 pounds, and sand in them.
Wow.
Oh.
You said dumbbells. No, you said water, I believe. Was that the word?
Water.
Water.
Secret
They each win $50.
Here's 100.
Thank you.
Mrs. Brown and Mr. Washington.
How do you do?
Well, it's about time. Goodbye, dear. Come back again, huh? I hope they all get the secret word tonight. Huh? And now, let's play You Bet Your Life. You both know the rules of this game?
Yes.
We're going to show you some states in silhouette.
And before we start, Groucho, I think Earlene would like me to add right here that she has special permission of the AAU to play our game tonight, and any money that you win tonight will be donated to the building fund of the AAU.
You said she got special permission from the AA?
No, the American Athletic Union.
Oh, I thought you were talking about that.
AAU.
We're going to show you some states in silhouette. Right now, I'm in an awful state. Now, you look at them, and you tell me what the state is. If you get 4 in a row right, for $1,000. But if you miss 2 in a row, you're out. Now, George, let's have the first one.
Here's the first one.
You have to tell us what state this is.
Looks
I'm
like
going to give you a hint. The famous Mammoth Caves are located here.
Looks like an ink blot to me.
Looks like a what?
An ink blot.
An egg blot?
Ink blot.
Ink blot.
Splash.
The Mammoth Caves are located in this state. Now, I'm sorry, it's Kentucky, my old Kentucky home. Now, the highest point in North America is found here. You tell me what state this is. It's a new state.
Oh, brand new?
Yeah.
Alaska.
I was going to say Massachusetts.
You now have one right.
Craters of the Moon National Monument is located here. You name the state.
Idaho.
Oh, Idaho?
What do you say? You don't know?
Idaho.
Oh, I thought you said I don't know.
And you now have 2 right.
Now, the principal industries of this state are agriculture and petroleum production. You tell me what state it is.
Well, that has the handle on it, Groucho. That should be,
Oklahoma?
Oklahoma's right.
Get this one right, and you'll have $1,000.
Now, this state is called the Pelican State. You name it.
Pelican State. Pelican State.
Pelican State. His bill holds more than his pelican. That's an old rhyme. What a wonderful bird is the pelican.
Nothing familiar to me.
His bill holds more than his pelican.
Yeah.
Than his pelican.
Say something.
Well, it's Louisiana.
Oh.
Well, now you're back to 1 wrong.
Now, the nickname is the Keystone State. You tell me what it is.
Keystone.
East of the Mississippi.
Keystone, I know, but I can't think of it.
I'm sure you played football. Well, I'm sorry, it's Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. I'm sorry.
Well, that's...
I just came back from that last summer.
That one I had, the Pelican State. I can think of Louisiana.
Well, I'm sorry you missed 2 in a row, so that's it. However, we don't want you to go away broke. Now, you've got $100.
Yeah.
And here's a chance to get another 100. So you'll each have $100 if you guess this question. That isn't too bad, is it?
Nope.
For one night's work. Now, no help, please, because this is a tough one. What ocean borders the Atlantic coast? The Pacific Ocean and the Atlantic Monthly. That's right. I'm sorry you didn't win more, but thanks anyway for being with us.
It's my pleasure.
You bet your life.
Thank you very kindly.
Thank you.
Groucho, I'd like to have you talk to Evelyn Beebe and Jack...
Why do you want me? Why don't you talk to them?
Well, then it'll be a different show, I'll tell you that.
Probably a much better one.
I doubt that.
Which is what the audience was applauding for.
They scared
I
me
can
too.
leave now if that's the way you feel about it. And here he is, the one and only Fenneman. Be my guest. George, I'd like to have you talk to Evelyn Beebe and Jack LaLane. Would you come in, please, and meet George Fenneman?
How do you do?
Mr. Fenneman.
All right.
How do you do, Beebe?
How do you do?
I'd like you to meet another friend of mine. Well,
Bring the girl down.
If the girl is coming down, I'm coming back.
I knew that would get you.
Welcome to the Late Late Show, except in the Middle West. And say the secret word and divide an extra $100,000. I mean an extra $100. It's a common word. It's something you see every day. You give up? Evelyn Beebe and Jack LaLane, huh? That's your Evelyn over there.
Yes, sir.
Evelyn, where are you from? How old are you, and are you married?
I'm from Libertyville, Illinois. I'm 20 years old, and I'm single.
Well, you got lots of time to get married. It's one thing you never want to rush into. When you meet a man you like, think it over very carefully. Take all day if necessary. You're Jack LaLane?
I'm Jack LaLane, Groucho.
Doesn't seem possible. Particularly since I've never met him. Where are you from, Jack?
I was born and raised in San Francisco.
Oh, were you there during the earthquake?
I'm not that old, Groucho.
They had one last week. Are you married?
No, I'm not.
Evelyn, there's your man. How old are you, Jack?
You know, Groucho, every year I get a year younger. I don't consider calendar years. I say that your age is the sum total of your physical condition, the condition of your mind, and how you feel.
In what way do you get younger? Are you ready for your second childhood?
Well, nothing like that, but, you know, each year on my birthday, I try to do something that no one has ever done before. I try to do something...
That's not easy.
Well, you're right. Try to do something no one has ever done before.
I see. What did you do on your last birthday, Jack?
Well, last birthday was September 26th. I broke a record. I paddled from the Farallon Islands to San Francisco on a surfboard in 9.5 hours in rough water.
Well,
that was nonstop.
Honey, I thought you'd never get here, huh? $50 for you and $50 for the girl, huh? Wouldn't you rather give the man 70 and the girl 30?
No.
No. Well, goodbye, dear. Make a wonderful mother, wouldn't she, huh? Why do you insist on such curious and strenuous demonstrations? What are you trying to prove? Why don't you just settle for a birthday cake and some cheap neckties like the rest of us?
Well, Groucho, health is my business.
Health is your business?
Yes. Well, I take about 100 alfalfa tablets a day. You know, alfalfa's one of the richest sources of minerals and vitamins. Then I take about 50 desiccated liver tablets a day, and I take Boneplex and extra vitamin C.
You've never thought of just killing yourself, huh? Where do you get these pills?
Where do I get them?
Yeah.
I manufacture them under my own name.
Oh.
Yeah, but let me tell you something about these, you know. Like first thing, the vitamin B. You know what vitamin B has to do with your energy and your vitality? It helps you to make decisions more, and it calms your nerves down.
I made a decision already. I'm not going to take any of your pills. Well, how do you tell the people about this message of yours? Do you stand on a soapbox in the public square?
No, not exactly, Groucho. I have a daily TV show that I show the housewife how to do corrective exercise, and I give her facts about scientific nutrition.
Well, when is it on? I'd like to see it sometime.
It's 9:30 to 10 in the mornings. Mm-hmm. And what I do, I get in the home and help the average housewife to be more glamorous and more beautiful.
And where's her husband
nutrition.
while this is going on? You go from house to house?
Well,
yeah?
That's my idea. My job is to get in the woman's home, you know, via television.
That's my idea, too, but I don't seem to. Now, would you mind staying healthy for a few minutes while I talk to your partner here? What kind of an occupation do you have, Evelyn? Are you a specialist of some kind?
I'm working toward becoming a character actress and a comedian.
You're working towards becoming a comedian?
Yes.
Well, so have I, but this has been going on for years. What sort of work have you done in the past?
Well,
I mean, like last night.
Well, I do typing and modeling and personal counseling. Oh, yes, and in the mornings and things, I go to my lessons. In the afternoon, I personal counsel, type manuscripts, do these other things, maintain to pay the rent and to pay these people.
You say you were a personal counselor? Where did you get your training for this job?
Well, I took philosophy in college, and I also read The Power of Positive Thinking by Norman Vincent Peale.
Have you ever seen Norman Vincent Peale?
No, I haven't. I missed one of his
Well, it's very
lectures.
interesting. You should see it sometime.
See him? I read his book.
I just couldn't resist it, that's all. All right, well, let's play You Bet Your Life. This is Mr. Fenneman. This is Luella, and this is Jack. Not Luella, Evelyn.
No, Evelyn.
Evelyn, Evelyn. You're going to identify some objects. These are all objects everybody has seen many times. Look at them and tell me what they are. If you get 4 in a row right, you win $1,000. If you miss 2 in a row, you're out. Now, George, come over and hold up the first one. Can you handle that?
Yeah.
Now, what would you call this? If you don't know, guess.
Symbolism. It's a symbol, sir.
No, it's a glockenspiel. All right, now what is this called?
Sexton.
Yes. Now, surveyors would use this. What is it?
You have 2 right now.
I'm trying to think.
Yes, if you keep quiet, he can think. Otherwise, he's liable to make you take some of those pills.
I don't know.
You don't know?
Well, I guess nobody knows but me. It's a transit. T-R-A-N-S-I-T.
You now have 1 wrong.
Those are very slow. That's not the rapid transit. That's the real slow ones. Now, what is this? Bring it out, George.
Oh, I was just...
Show it to the customers.
Abacus.
Abacus, yes.
Right.
That's what I'm smoking, abacus. Now, this is often called a sweet potato. No, not this. This. Bring it out. What is it?
Ocarina.
Ocarina.
You now have 2 right.
You know that song? Dance to the music of the ocarina. That's by Irving Berlin, who was probably the greatest songwriter ever lived.
Coffee grinder.
What is this?
Coffee grinder.
Well, a coffee mill, but we'll give it to you.
You
Just
now
remember
have...
that the mills of the gods grind slowly, but they grind exceeding fine. Amen.
You have 3
It's been a
right.
long time.
Did you know that? What are you doing, George? You're leaping back and forth here with all kinds of curious things. Do you like this? You having fun out of this?
Well, I'll get healthy.
Fishing creel.
Oh.
Basket.
Fishing creel is right.
And at this point, you have 4 right, and you
4
win
right,
yourself
well,
$1,000.
You won $1,000.
Thank you.
You know, now
my
you won
partner.
$1,000. Now, you can keep it and quit, or else you can come back later and try to double your money. You may even get a crack at $5,000 or even $10,000. So you go over there and sit down and think about it, and thanks for being on the show.
Thank you, Groucho. It's been a pleasure.
It's a pleasure.
Now, in just a moment, we'll find out if our last couple will try for $10,000.
George, is anybody out there that wants to try for the big money?
Well, Evelyn Beebe and Jack LaLane, would you come in, please, and give Groucho your decision?
You won $1,000 so far. Now, if you decide to try for the big money and you fail, you wind up with a total of $500. Now, what are you going to do?
Go for the money.
You going to go for broke, you two? You know you get to pick 2 numbers. Go ahead, pick the first number for $10,000, and I'll explain as we go along.
3.
Now, you pick a number for $5,000.
Yes. 8.
8.
I see.
Turn the wheel. Well, that's too bad.
How do you get a heart attack?
Pretty close. Now, this question is worth $2,000. You ready? One of the biggest sports stories of early '59 was the victory over Australia by the United States Davis Cup team. A young citizen of Peru, playing for the United States, was largely responsible for this victory. For $2,000, what was his name? All right, who was it?
The only thing that registers me is something like Murillo or...
No, I'm sorry. His name is Alex Olmeda. Sorry, mister, but you wind up with $500. That isn't too bad. Congratulations, and thanks for being with us.
DeSoto and the DeSoto Plymouth dealers from coast to coast present Groucho Marx in You Bet Your Life. And now, here he is, the one, the only...
You'll never take him alive. Oh, that's me.
DeSoto, Plymouth, both products of the Chrysler Corporation.
Friends, go in to see your DeSoto Plymouth dealer tomorrow. And when you do, tell him Groucho sent you.
And now, here he is, the one, the only...
Well, here I'm again with a chance for each of our couples to win up to $10,000. And if any of them say the secret word, they can take home an extra $100. And this is the word right here.
Groucho, Celladoor Crockett and Charles Snow are on deck, so folks, would you come in, please, and meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome to You Bet Your Life. Say the secret word and divide an extra $100. It's a common word, something you see every day. Celladoor Crockett and Charles Snow. What kind of a name is Celladoor?
A cellador is a door to a cellar.
Oh, you were named after a cellador. Why were you named after the door in the cellar?
Well, my mama already had 9 babies, and so she told my sister Margaret that she could name me, and she was going to college.
Mean your mother was sick of the whole thing, huh?
Yes. And my sister Margaret was going to college, and this college professor told her that 2 of the most beautiful sounding words in the English language were the words cellar and door. So she named me Celladoor.
Suppose you'd have turned out to be a boy. Would your name have been Atticdor?
My sister was going to name me Rat Trap.
Why, were you a little mouse at the time?
Well, this same professor told her that the 2 most dramatic words in the English language were the words rat and trap, so praise be I was born a girl.
Yes. Makes me happy, too. Your name is Charlie Snow, huh?
Charles Snow.
How tall are you, Charlie?
5'2".
It's the first time we've ever had 5 feet of snow in L.A. Are you pretty sick of that joke, Charlie?
I've heard something like that before. We've had a lot of fun.
I wouldn't be a bit surprised.
Have you? That's
what sort of work do you do?
I'm a watchmaker.
Oh, I thought you were doing stick-ups. Why are you wearing 2 watches? Don't you trust either one of them?
Well, Groucho, you're a comedian. You tell
no, wait
jokes.
a minute. That's debatable.
I'm a watchmaker.
Now, where did you get the notion
watches.
that I'm a comedian? If your watches are as run down as my jokes, they're beyond repair. I didn't see any necessity for applause at that event. Don't you feel rather silly wearing 2 watches, Charlie?
2? I wear more than 2. I have quite a few here. There's your cuffling watch and your chronograph and your ring watch.
What's that, my chronograph?
Chronograph, it's a stopwatch.
A stopwatch?
Stopwatch. Then I have the alarm watch.
Why do you have a stopwatch? If it stopped, well, how do you know what time it is?
This is your alarm watch.
Oh, boy, he's really gone, this fellow.
There's the cuffling watch.
What is this?
Lapel watch.
Lapel watch, huh? And this?
That's a tie-class watch. This here is a pencil watch. And a ruler on the back.
That's good. In case you're dying by inches, you have your own ruler.
Then we have a buttonhole watch.
That's a belly button watch, huh?
Well, you could call it that.
You have a watch repair shop, Charlie?
Yes, sir, in good old Long Beach, California. It's Snow's Clock Laboratory, Watch and Clock Laboratory. And we're at 1639 East Anaheim Street.
Well, I doubt very much if anybody here is going down to Long Beach to get a watch broken. Now, do you have any other unusual watches on you?
I do, Groucho. I have a few more in my pockets. I'll give you a fast flash on them. This is my cigarette lighter watch.
You must weigh fully dressed around 300 pounds.
My money clip watch. This is my pocket knife watch.
Yeah. How is it you haven't got Big Ben on?
Oh, I've got a couple of Big Bens.
You have?
Yes, sir. This one
Where
I
are
made.
they,
About 35 years ago at Bridgeport, Connecticut.
That's very nice, too. Now, Charlie, I'd say that you have more ticks on you than a 2-bit flop house. Celladoor, before I snap my mainspring, I think I better get back to you. Now, you know your name sounds sort of familiar. Celladoor. Haven't I heard of that name before? Celladoor.
You might have, Groucho. I was on the $64,000 question program.
Really? Is that so?
Yes.
And did you win any money?
No, I missed the $32,000 question, but I got a car.
What sort of work do you do, Celladoor?
I'm a modern poet.
A modern poet?
Modern poet.
You mean like Parker, Dorothy Parker?
Well, I like to think of
Beyond
myself.
that, I mean...
I like to think of myself
Ezra
sort of as a
Pound?
modern Elizabeth Browning.
Well, that's not so modern.
Well, I mean,
Well, can you make a living as writing poetry? Could you give us a sample?
I'm trying to. I'm a struggling poet. And I usually start out my things like this. Somewhere along the way, I picked up the idea of wanting to be a modern poet. Now, is there any place in this world for a girl poet?
I think so, on the freeway.
Lots of people say not, but Zappo did it. Emily did it.
Oh, Zappo did it?
Yes,
You mean my
Zappo did
brother?
it. Emily did it. Christina did it. Elizabeth did it. Edna did it.
Yes, and my Uncle Julius did it, and they hung him for it. Well, that was a beautiful poem, Celladoor. Sort of gets you right here. Was that a quatrain?
I haven't finished yet, Groucho.
You haven't?
No.
You have as far as I'm concerned.
I'm a Southern girl. The trouble with me is I've had
Now,
too
is this
many...
part of the poem,
Yes.
or are we back in conversation?
No, this is part of the poem.
It's very difficult to distinguish between your ordinary conversation and the poem.
Well, that's because it's so near to my heart, so near and dear to my
Well,
heart.
go ahead. Keep it clean.
Of course, I'm not very experienced. It isn't that I haven't had a rich, full life. I have known a few pains and a few joys, but there is so much that I haven't experienced. Why, I've never been struck by lightning nor shook by an earthquake. And I've never even been kissed by anyone over 40.
That's a challenge if I ever heard one.
The trouble with me, Groucho, is that I'm a Southern girl. I've had too many chaperones in my life. But this world is filled with 1,000 exciting stimuli. And yet so much has not come my way. I am not very experienced.
No, you will be before the night's over. I hate to put an end to this conversation, but the time flies. Now, we're going to play You Bet Your Life. These are names of well-known animals. The letters are all scrambled, and I want you to take a look, unscramble the letters, and then tell me the right name for the animal. Get 4 right in a row, and you win $1,000. Miss 2 in a row, and you're out. All right, George, let's have the first one.
Here it is.
This is an animal. Now, you have to unscramble it. You know, it's like those...
Chipmunk?
I'm all right. How are you?
You now have one right.
Porcupine.
Now, don't fool around with this fella. He has a very
Porcupine.
That's right.
You now have 2 right.
Show it him. Show it him, George. This one has got a hard back and makes a novel lady's handbag.
I can think of him at home, but I can't think of him here.
Well, it's an armadillo.
Oh.
You now have 1 wrong.
Now, this one has a long, thin tail. He likes to play a certain game. And the name here is Samosop. Now, what is the actual name of the animal?
You know, possum.
That's right. Now you have 1 right. Now, show him the thing.
Here it is.
This is a wild ass pup. The only place where you'll find this animal outside of a few zoos is in Australia.
Is that a kangaroo?
Kangaroo?
No.
Well, it's too late. It's a platypus.
You now have 1 wrong.
All right, now this word's here, this is heap lint. And this one likes peanuts. Now, what is the name of the animal? This one likes peanuts. What?
Elephant.
Elephant is right.
You now have 1 right.
Now, this sign says, a moth soup pip. This one sometimes is called a river horse. In fact, that's what his name means in English. But I guess it's the Latin name. Well, it's hippopotamus.
You now have one wrong.
We just don't know animals.
Now, the name of this says red bag. Now, this is a tough customer when he's cornered. What is it?
B-A-G-D-E-R.
This is a tough customer when he's cornered.
Give up.
The badger.
Oh, the badger.
And that's 2 in a row wrong.
Well, I'm sorry, Miss Tunero, so you're all through. However, we don't want you to go away broke. So here's a chance to make 100. No help, please. This is tough. What public office was held by Mayor Jimmy Walker?
He was
The mayor of good old New York.
That's right. He was the governor of Pennsylvania. That's right. Yeah, sorry you didn't win more. But thanks, Celladoor, for being on the show. It was a lovely poet.
Thank you, Groucho.
Good night, Shorty.
Groucho, we have a couple of special guests waiting to speak to you. One is a friend of yours, Patricia Cutts, and her partner is a very popular football coach at Stanford University, Jack Curtis. So, folks, come in, please, and meet Groucho Marx.
Well, welcome to You Bet Your Life. Say the secret word and divide an extra $100. You divide an extra $100 if you say the secret word. It's a common word, something you see every day, I presume. Now, Pat, I don't know you as well as I'd like to, or as I expect to, so you'll pardon me for asking you some personal questions. First of all, I know you're from London, Pat. Now, which part of you is from London?
Which part of me?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I was born in London, and I was born in the sound of Bow Bells, which makes you a Cockney, you know, if you're born in the sound of Bow Bells.
What are Bow Bells?
Well, there's some bells in Bow.
Do you remember where I first saw you?
Yes, indeed I do.
Where was it?
Well, you saw me on television, and do you remember you wrote that very nice thing about me? You said that I was the best thing on television.
That's true.
Thank you.
And I haven't changed my mind either. Pat, I'll get back to you as soon as I can, so don't go away.
Okay.
I want to talk to Mr. Curtis. That's you, Jack?
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Your football team at Stanford is considered one of the best known in America, and there's a lot I'd like to ask you about the fine job you did last fall. First of all, how did you do last year?
Well, Mr. Marx, sounds like there's some alumni in the audience, but we won 2 tough ones and lost a lot of close ones, 8 of them.
You won 2 and lost 8?
Yes, sir.
Well, is there something else we can discuss here? There's no point in keeping this up. Well, what else can we talk about?
We might talk about the past, but that's a sign of old age, I suppose.
Not necessarily.
I had a pretty good record prior to coming to Stanford. We
At what? With the police?
No, not necessarily, but while in Texas, we did lead the nation in the running game for 2 years, and at the University of Utah, we led the nation in passing.
Uh-huh. Did Stanford lead the nation last year?
Yes, sir, we certainly did. We led the nation academically. All of the boys that came out for athletics are going to graduate, and I believe that's one of the finest records of any school that I know.
Pat, you've been in Hollywood for some time now, and you're a very pretty girl. I've seen you in a lot of movies, you know, and TV shows and plays, and you're a good actress, too. But I want to ask you a question. Do you have any problem with the local wolves out here?
No, I think anybody who's over 21, any woman over 21 can handle any wolf.
Suppose the wolf is also 21 or over. You don't care for wolves, is that right, Pat?
No, I think it's rather borscht for anybody to make a pass at a girl and she...
Don't mention pass in front of him, He hasn't seen one all season. Well, you're a real nice guy, and we've kidded you, but you are a great coach, and I admire you. You can't win all your games. Somebody has to lose, but tell me something. Why does it always have to be Stanford?
That's a hard one to answer.
Well, they've had some great teams up there. Well,
yes,
that was years ago, but... well, you're both real charmers, and I think you're crazy if you don't get married. You selected famous lovers of fact and fiction. I'm going to ask you some questions. If you miss 2 in a row, you're out. If you get 4 in a row right, you win $1,000. Whom did John Alden love?
John Alden.
Alden. Told you not to be born in England.
Wish I'd been done, suppose. You know? Great.
Take a guess if you don't know.
Well, that's fine.
It was Priscilla.
Oh.
Well, that's part
what?
of American history, and you probably
He was one of the
wouldn't
early
familiar with
settlers.
that, yeah.
Was he?
You're one of the early settlers, yes.
Are you, you have one wrong now.
So what happens now?
Well, don't get the next one wrong,
Oh.
or the game is over for you.
In the song, Frankie and who were lovers?
Frankie and Johnny.
Frankie and Johnny is right.
Well, now you have one right.
As far as we know, who was Mark Antony's big moment?
Cleopatra.
Cleopatra.
You now have two right.
Now, who was Tom Sawyer's sweetheart?
Betsy, what's her name? Betsy. What was it?
Tom Sawyer?
Yeah.
You don't know,
Betsy
guess.
something. Betsy something, wasn't it? Eh?
I'd love to help you, Pat. You're so pretty. Well, it was Becky Thatcher.
Tom Sawyer's love was Becky Thatcher?
Yeah.
Oh.
You have one wrong.
You want to know where Tom Sawyer coaches, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. Whom did the biblical King David love?
Was it Salome?
I believe it
Did you know your Bible?
Why, sure.
Should we try Salome?
Yeah.
Salome?
No.
No, that wasn't Sheba. Can we count that?
Well, don't look at me.
As soon as I said that.
Don't look at me.
Oh, who do I look at?
You want to give it on?
Bathsheba.
Bathsheba.
You now have one right.
Oh,
In
George.
Wagner's opera, whom does Tristan love?
Isolde.
Isolde.
You now have two right.
In the Gershwin musical, whom does Porgy love?
Bess.
Bess.
You now have three right.
You're right up your alley now.
If you get the next one right, you'll have $1,000.
Who is Popeye's lady love?
Oh, my Lord, I don't know that one. Papa and,
No, I'm not ready yet.
You're not ready, but the bell is ready. Huh?
Holy mackerel.
Violet? Well, it wasn't a bad
You should have known that. You went to college. It's olive oil.
Oh, olive oil, yes.
Well, we're back to one wrong again.
Whom did Elaine, the lily maid of Astolat, love?
The what?
Whom? Please don't make me repeat it. Huh? Whom did Elaine, the lily maid of Astolat, love?
Oh, that was the Tennyson poem, wasn't it? Of course.
Yeah.
Oh, with the King Arthur. Wait a minute. Don't you know? Was it Lancelot?
Lancelot is right.
Oh,
Now you're back.
Thank you.
You're back on the right track. You have one right now.
it's almost more name Ben. Yes.
Now, who was Ivanhoe's sweetheart?
Oh, you know, one's beginning with
Yeah,
G.
I know, but...
Gilliam, no. Rowena.
Rowena is right.
Well, you now have two right.
Who was the patient wife of Ulysses who waited many years for his return?
Penelope.
Penelope.
You now have three right. Get the next one right, and you'll have your $1,000.
Oh. How are you standing up, Coach?
I'm doing real well, so we go for the one or the two.
Helen of Troy was beloved by whom?
Paris.
She sang the last time. I saw
Paris.
Paris. Yes,
You got
that's
four in a
right.
row, you win $1,000. And you realize... I would like to inject a serious note in all this fun.
You would?
Yes. You can...
It's been deadly up to now.
You can go out there and think about coming back for a try at $5,000 or $10,000. So I guess, Groucho, you can dismiss them now.
You want us to think about it?
You can go over and sit down and make up your mind, huh?
That means that our second couple can try for the double chance at $5,000 or $10,000 tonight. Here's Patricia Cutts and Jack Curtis to give you their decision on going for the big money or not.
Well, have you decided to go ahead and take a stab at it?
Oh, I think so, sir. You know, you've got to go for the victory.
Uh-huh. How long since you've heard that word?
Hard even to spell it.
Now, you pick a number for $10,000.
You going to pick the number or I'll pick the number? You pick the
No,
number
you're
last.
each going to pick a number.
Oh.
You pick one for $10,000, and we put the number up here. Come on now.
7.
7, all right. Now you pick a number for $5,000.
I'll make it 8, sir.
All right, 7 and 8. Now,
Why, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Pat, give it the wheel a turn. Well, your numbers were 7 and 8, and it landed on 10, so this question is worth $2,000. Ready? Mount McKinley is the highest point on the North American continent. For $2,000, what is the highest point on the African continent? I know you've heard of this mountain.
Mount Fiji, that's Japan.
All right, what's the answer?
Himalaya.
Wait a minute.
What?
Don't you want to hear the answer? Have you no curiosity
no,
at all?
Not at all, no.
Well, according to our source, the Encyclopedia Britannica, it's Mount Kilimanjaro, and you should have known that.
Yeah, I should have.
From the Hemingway book and no place else. I'm sorry you missed it, but you wind up with $500. That isn't too bad.
No, it doesn't make you a martyr.
Congratulations, and thanks for being
very
with
much.
us.
Remember, your DeSoto dealer sells 2 great cars. The outstanding 170-horsepower DeSoto Fire Dome V8 and the beautiful 54 Plymouth, America's best buy low-price car. DeSoto, Plymouth, both products of the Chrysler Corporation.
Friends, go in to see your DeSoto Plymouth dealer tomorrow. And when you do, tell him Groucho sent you.
Be sure to tune in next week, same time, same station, for Groucho Marx in You Bet Your Life. Brought to you by your DeSoto Plymouth dealer. And don't forget to listen to You Bet Your Life every Wednesday night on radio. This is George Fenneman signing off with a reminder from the National Safety Council. September is Child Safety Month. So parents, teach them to cross at corners, obey signals, and look before crossing. DeSoto and the DeSoto Plymouth dealers from coast to coast present Groucho Marx in You Bet Your Life. And now, here he is, the one, the only...
You'll never take him alive. Oh, that's me.
DeSoto, Plymouth, both products of the Chrysler Corporation.
Friends, go in to see your DeSoto Plymouth dealer tomorrow. And when you do, tell him Groucho sent you.
Now, here he is, the one, the only...
Well, here I'm again with a chance for each of our couples to win up to $10,000. And if any of them say the secret word, they can take home an extra $100. And this is the word right here.
Well, Groucho, Joan Phillips is waiting to talk to you, and her partner is a special guest from the wide open spaces, Mr. Monty Montana.
Welcome to You Bet Your Stable. Say the secret word, and you get a half a bag of oats. You'll split $100. Now, Joan Phillips, I presume that's you, huh?
No, I'm Monty Montana.
Monty Montana. Oh, a great old name.
And this is my horse, Rex.
Well, over there?
Smartest horses in the business, right here.
Really? Is that so?
That's right.
You're Joan Phillips, eh?
Yes, I am.
I hope you don't mind having a refugee from a glue factory as your partner.
No, not really.
Huh?
Not really.
You like him?
I think it's very beautiful.
Well, it might be a good break. It isn't every contestant up here who has a partner with good common horse sense. Now, Rex, I hope you don't mind if I kid you a little bit, do you? Speaks English very well, doesn't he? You think he'd say the secret word? Certainly confident. Now, Mr. Montana, your name is very familiar. Aren't you the well-known Western state?
That's right. You probably heard of me at some of the rodeos. I worked rodeos from coast to coast, Cheyenne, Pendleton, Calgary, and all the big shows, and I entertained kids all around the country.
Well, where are you from, Rhode Island?
No, Montana.
Oh, Montana. Joan, where is your home?
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia, huh?
Pennsylvania.
Why don't you call yourself Philadelphia? He calls himself Montana. Huh?
I never
Are the girls all as pretty as you in Philadelphia, Joan?
Well, thank you, Groucho. I think they're nice.
You and Rex have something in common. You're both from Phillies. How'd you like that one, Rex? You didn't care for it, huh? Well, you know, you're not... Are you sure there aren't two men inside of that skin? Seabiscuit didn't care for that one, huh? Wait till I get this plug in the quiz. I'll make a real jackass out of him. All right, now we're going to play You Bet Your Life. And Joanne, do you mind if this equine Einstein helps you out in the quiz?
No, I hope you can.
Well, don't blame me if he gives you some bum answers. All right, here we go. Now, you selected the dictionary quiz. I'll give you the words. You give me the meanings. If you miss 2 in a row, you're out. If you get 4 in a row right, you win $1,000. What is a neophyte?
It's a beginner, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Novice or beginner.
And you have a good beginning here with one right.
What is a cummerbund?
Excuse me.
C-U-M-M-E-R-B-U-N-D.
It goes around your belly.
That's right, that's right.
In other words, it's a cinch rigging.
I think that's expressing it nicely.
And you have 2 right.
What is legerdemain?
Legerdemain?
Yeah. L-E-G-E-R-D-E-M-A-I-N.
Domain is dominion, something about the country, but I just don't really know.
Well, it's sleight of hand.
Oh,
you ought to know that.
Well,
you now have 1 wrong.
What is an oasis?
Well, I could use one right now. A little water. They have water in the desert.
Mm-hmm.
You now have 1 right.
A spot in the desert. What is a prognosis?
Forecaster?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's very good for a fellow with a horse.
You now have 2 right.
What is a chalet? C-H-A-L-E-T.
That's a place to eat, like the Swiss chalet.
The Swiss chalet, a house.
A house.
Well, Swiss mountain house.
That's right.
You now have 3 right. Get the next one right, and you'll have your $1,000.
What does verbose mean? V-E-R-B-O-S-E. Ask the horse.
You know, Rex? You don't know that. To exaggerate?
No.
No.
Well, it means talkative, weighty.
Outspoken.
Outspoken. Well, I knew it had something to do with bragging, but I couldn't.
You now have 1 wrong.
What is a natatorium?
A natatorium?
Yeah.
Oh, it's where they have a lot of stuffed animals. Isn't it?
No. That's a candy store.
Oh.
A natatorium is a swimming pool.
Well, you got 2 in a row wrong, so the game is over for you.
I'm sorry.
Thank you, anyway.
Well,
we're going to give you one more question for $100. And we're going to make it $150 because there's 3 of them, and I don't think it's fair.
Yeah, you can use it, couldn't you, Rex?
I think Rex can use the money, too. What animal plays the title role in a bullfight?
Sound like a lot of bull to me.
Yeah. No, it's a flounder. Well, thanks anyway. It's bully for you, and you've just won $100.
Thank
I'm
you.
sorry you didn't win more,
Thank
but
you very much.
thanks for being with us.
Thank you,
It was a
Groucho.
wonderful life.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye. He doesn't know it. He doesn't know, but I'm going to head him off at the pass.
Ina Anders and Lou Long are waiting. So, folks, come in, please, and meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome to You Bet Your Life. Say the secret word and divide an extra $100. It's a... Ina Anders,
It's Ina Anders.
well, that's you, huh?
Yes.
What a baleful glare. Huh? What kind of a name is Ina?
Well, Ina is Italian and Anders is Swedish.
Oh. You hail from Sweden?
Yes, I do. From Jan.
From where?
Jan.
Yen? You have a
Yes.
yen for Sweden? I have
Yes,
a yen
do
for you.
indeed.
Are you married, Ina?
No, I'm not.
No, a handsome girl like you. Any particular reason? Well, you're going to be in a few weeks, I can see that. Any reason why you're not married, a beautiful dish like you?
Well, thank you. I don't believe in getting married before I'm 30.
You're not going to get married until you're 30?
No.
Well, how long have you been waiting?
Well, I have about 4 more years.
It's really?
Mm-hmm.
You're only 36? Well, don't you believe in the old saying, don't put off till you're 30 what you can do much better when you're 20?
Well, I've seen so many couples getting married very young, and then they can't do what they want to do.
That's true. Half the people who are married can't do what they want to do. And the other half doesn't want to do what the first half wants to do. I'll get back to you, Ina. Is that the way?
Yes.
First, I have to warm up Junior here. You're Lou Long, huh?
That's right.
How old are you, Lou?
65.
65? Well, you don't look it. You look like 300.
Making fun of me?
How long have you been 65, Lou?
Quite a while.
Yeah. Let me attack it from another vantage point. Who was the first president you voted for? Do you remember?
He was McKinley.
McKinley? Gee, I thought you'd go back further than that. I thought you'd go around John Quincy Adams. When you were a young man, whose name was in the papers all the time? You know, like Ruby Rosa is now, and Zsa Zsa Gabor, and...
Well, the Dalton boys, Emmett and Bob, Frank, Jesse, Henry Starr,
Jesse,
Bill, his sister.
Who's
and
Frank
Buffalo
and Jesse?
Bill.
Huh? You're 55?
Yes, sir.
Lou, you must be 95 if you went around with Buffalo Bill and the...
I'm 65.
Why do you insist that you're 65? Who cares?
Well, I can't get no older than that.
Why not?
Well, I can't borrow money if I get older than that. I have to stay 64.
Wait a minute. Boy, he's got the wallet waiting. Well, you said money, so you get $50, Lou, and Ina gets $50. Now you don't never have to get married, huh? Why do you insist that you're 65? Who cares? Anybody, Lou? It's nobody's business how old you are.
I don't think so, no. Well, I can't borrow any money after I'm 65. I have to stay 65. He said you can't loan no money after 65, but...
You mean you're not a good risk after you're 65?
And Mr. Hahn, that's where I bank, see? And I have to be out of that book, and you don't cash them, and if I'm over 65, you don't loan me no money.
What is
so
this?
I have to stay 65. I borrowed the other day. He said, you've been that old for a good while, Mr. Long. I said, well, I don't get no older. You understand? I can't afford it, can I?
And
got credit, and he loans me, and he said, if I win, pay him back.
You don't have to pay him back?
Till I win.
Do you win what?
Well, some money.
Well, Lou, Ina says that American men are cold. What do you think of Ina?
Oh, she's swell. I'll buy her when you. I'll take her.
Are you Italian?
She's pretty, ain't she?
Yeah, he sure is. You sound like you have real warm Italian blood, Lou. Are you married?
No.
You're not married?
No.
Why not? Are you waiting until you're over 30? Have you ever been married?
Yes.
Are you retired, Lou?
Yes and no.
Well, that's a very clear answer, but would you mind amplifying that a bit? What do you mean, yes or no?
Well, I said yes and no. I'm retired. I'm not retired. Because I have to go back to work again because I have to make some letters. That's why I've been down to see you.
Well, you're doing all right so far. Now, what line of work have you been in most of your life?
Well, I've been a separator, played cards, played pool.
You've been a separator?
Dice, played pool. I'm champion. Best in the world.
Champion
I'd
pool?
like to play you some pool for some money.
You're sort of a con man, aren't you, Lou? You work the carnivals and stuff, huh?
Well, yes. Yes.
How do you separate the chumps from their money?
Well, you sell paddles, maybe. There ain't no number on them, that money, and you sell it, whatever it is. You know, whatever you do, you have to win. I can't afford to lose.
In other words, you're crooked, huh?
Well, yes and no, but I know how.
Well, which part of you is crooked, the yes part or the no part? Well, have you done any other dishonest work besides the carny games? And,
No, I never did kill anybody or help rob banks, and no matter know of it, know when they're doing it, I get the money after it, but I didn't help them.
Would you consider robbing a bank if the proper opportunity presented itself?
No, I wouldn't care for that. I've had the chances.
And you can't?
I know when they're doing it, know about it.
Did you ever run into
Everywhere.
any of the famous old bad men of the West?
Well, yeah, I met them all, know them all, yes.
Who did you meet?
James Boys, Buffalo Bill, Emmett and Bob Dalton.
Well, what are your plans for the future? Are you planning on opening a floating dice game someplace, or
No,
do you want to join the Boy Scouts?
I'm going to go back, work my trade to separate. I'm going over to Las Vegas.
Now, what do you think of Mr. Long, Ina? He's a typical American male. Do you think he's always chasing money? Do you think he's cold?
No, but of course, he has a lot of experience, you know.
Ha! She understands.
Now, do you have a job, Ina?
Yes,
What do you do?
I'm a nurse.
A nurse? You know, I may get sick any minute. Do you get any eccentric patients?
Oh, many of them. I had one a couple of weeks ago, which he was about 84 and
Oh, they're the worst kind.
They are, I tell you.
That's the geriatric crowd, huh?
Except Mr. Long.
Do you get fresh?
Sometimes, yes.
Want to hold your hand and everything?
Oh, yes.
Would you hold his hand?
Oh, I love to.
You notice she's wearing... How do you like it?
Oh, I can stand a lot of that.
Well, you're an interesting and charming couple, and I'm sure it'll be only be a few weeks until you get married. It's been fun talking to you, and now let's play You Bet Your Life, huh? Oh, wait, don't you want to win some more? Wait a minute.
Oh, yes,
You're gonna win some
I
money.
want to make some money.
You selected movies, old and new. I'm going to ask you some questions. If you miss 2 in a row, you're out. If you get 4 in a row right, you win $1,000. Tony Curtis and Sidney Poitier, that's Poitier, are the stars. What's the picture? Tony Curtis and Sidney...
The Defiant Ones.
The Defiant Ones is right.
And you now have one right.
You rascal, you. No, I meant you.
Yeah, you wasn't talking to me.
Now, in the movie version of Bell, Book, and Candle, who plays the male lead?
James Stewart.
That's right.
You now have 2 right.
Who is the star of The Old Man of the Sea and the Sea?
Spencer Tracy.
That's right.
You now have 3 right. Get the next one right, and you'll have $1,000.
What is
You're
the name?
almost there.
Now restrain yourself, sonny boy. What is the name of the last Cary Grant Ingrid Bergman picture? The last one. Cary Grant Ingrid Bergman. Well, it was Indiscreet, written by Norman Krasner.
You now have one wrong. Don't get the next one wrong, and the game is over.
The Night Heaven Fell and God Created Women are the pictures. Who was the star? God created woman, and the Night Heaven Fell.
Oh, Brigitte Bardot.
Bridget
that's the
Bardot,
American
yeah.
pronunciation.
No, I don't know. I have no pronunciation, man.
You now have one right.
I call it Brigitte Bardot. It's my own pronunciation. Who played the title role in Marjorie Morningstar? He likes that kind of chummy stuff there. Natalie Wood is right.
And you have two right now.
Now, here are the pictures. A Certain Smile, Legend of the Lost, and South Pacific. What male actor starred in these three pictures? Certain Smile, Legend of the Lost, and South Pacific.
Rosanna Brazzi.
Rosanna Brazzi.
You now have three right. Get the next one right, and you'll have $1,000.
Who plays the title role in the picture, The Matchmaker?
The male or female?
The picture, The Matchmaker.
Anthony Perkins.
No. Who plays the title role? It's a woman.
Oh, Shirley Booth.
Shirley Booth is right.
You got four in a row right, so you win $1,000. Well, now you can keep your $1,000 and quit, or you can come back later and try for a bigger amount of money, maybe $10,000.
Talk it over.
Lou?
I need the money.
Now, don't run away, you two. Just hang around.
That means that our second couple can try for the double chance at $5,000 or $10,000 tonight. Lou Long and Ina Anders, would you come out and give us your decision, please?
Now, what are you going to do? Are you going to go for the big money? Or are you going to take it and dash?
I'm going to go on.
You're going to continue?
Yes.
How about Foxy Grandpa?
Well, I don't want to walk to Las Vegas. I better keep my ticket, but see if she gets broke, I'll loan her. If she wins it, I'll borrow it, so it makes no difference. She wants to go on her own, so I'll...
In other words, you contemplate scramming, is that it?
Well, but you know, I've got this much made, ain't it?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Well,
I've got that bloodhound.
You better keep it, Dad.
All right. But, no difference.
Ina?
Yes.
You're going to pick two numbers. One for $5,000 and one for $2,500. If either of these numbers come up, you'll win whichever the number is. And if it doesn't, you're going to go for $1,000. What numbers have you chosen, Ina?
8 and 3.
8 and 3, Mr. Fenneman. Would you mind twisting the wheel? Ina, give it a turn.
Well, that's good. Oh, I see.
Well, your numbers were 3 and 8, so that means the big question, is worth $1,000, right? Now, in January of '59, Russia's first deputy premier made a trip to the United States. For $1,000, what is this Russian leader's name?
Mikoyan.
What is it?
Mikoyan.
Take the money. Now, what hospital are you stationed at? Because
I need one myself.
Spell, huh? What are you going to do with that money?
I'm going to go home to Sweden so fast.
You're going back to Sweden? Don't you like it here?
Oh, I haven't been home for 5 years.
Oh, you're coming back, though?
Oh, yes.
Well, leave your number someplace where we can get in touch with you. Right? Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Good
Thank
luck.
you.
Remember, your DeSoto dealer sells two great cars. The outstanding 170 horsepower DeSoto Fire Dome V8 and the beautiful 54 Plymouth. America's best buy low-price car. DeSoto, Plymouth, both products of the Chrysler Corporation.
Friends, go in to see your DeSoto Plymouth dealer tomorrow. And when you do, tell him Groucho sent you.
Be sure to tune in next week, same time, same station, for Groucho Marx in You Bet Your Life. Brought to you by your DeSoto Plymouth dealer. And don't forget to listen to You Bet Your Life every Wednesday night on radio. This is George Fenneman signing off with a reminder from the National Safety Council. September is Child Safety Month. So parents, teach them to cross at corners, obey signals, and look before crossing.